So the next element that we're going to add to our game is the fact that is to fix the fact that the diver could throw as many spears as he wants, right? So that's an issue, because then you could just spam the button and shoot as many fish as you want, and it's not that big of a problem, right? The game is not that big of a challenge. And so we're going to limit the number of spears that the scuba diver can throw to 5. And every time he runs out, he needs to come up and touch the boat, and that will refill the number of spears that he has to throw. Okay. So when we do this, what you need to do is keep track of how many spears he has thrown. And we do that by making a variable called spears thrown. And this is going to be equal to how many spears he has thrown. And so after we make it, we need to start by initializing the variable. And to initialize a variable means to set it equal to a value when you first create it. So right here we're setting it equal to 0. We're initializing spears thrown to 0. Okay. And now we're going to change spears thrown by 1 when we start as clone. Because every time we start as a clone, that means you threw a spear. Okay. And we're also going to do it over here for right spear. Right. We're going to change spears thrown by 1 when we start as clone. Okay. Now, how are we going to limit? Okay, let's go ahead and test this out. See if it works. Spears thrown up here on the top right, set to 0 in the beginning. I throw 1 spear, it's equal to 1. I throw 2. So every time I throw a spear, spears thrown goes up by 1. Okay. Now, how am I going to use that information to limit the number of spears that the diver throws? Right. Well, right here on the space bar of the spear, we can add to this conditional statement, and we could say and, right? If direction is equal to 0, and what are we going to say under data? We could say and spears thrown is less than let's say 6. Okay, is less than 6. Then then create a clone of the spear. All right. So what is this and doing? It's limiting the number of spears that you could throw. Right. You can only throw 5 spears, because when spears thrown is 0, it will create a clone. When spears thrown is 1, it will create a clone. 2, 3, 4, 5, it will create a clone, because 5 is less than 6. But when spears thrown gets to 6, 6 is not less than 6, so it will not create a clone. Okay. So we got to do the same thing over here for spear right. We need to say and. We're going to put direction equal there, and we're going to say and less than. And we go to data, and we say and spears thrown is less than 6. And we'll put that in here. Okay. So let's test that out and see if it works. 4, 5, and now I cannot, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm hitting the space bar, but I cannot throw any more spears because I ran out. Okay, there we go.